guys, and welcome to another vlog. I apologize for the state of my attire. It is really cold here, like it was in the 40s last night, and for some reason no one has thought to turn on our heater, or maybe our heater isn't working, I don't know, but it's really cold in this house. But I hope you guys had a good weekend. We ended up going to the Cutting Edge Haunted House last night, and it was so much fun. Oh my gosh, it takes about an hour to walk through the whole thing, and there's separate little houses like within the big whole haunted house, but it's pretty much continuous for the whole hour. And the last thing is like it's a maze, and you're given a glow stick, and you have like 4 minutes to find your way out in the dark, and if you don't, they turn the lights on and you have to use the fire exit. So we didn't find the actual exit, so we had to, we were in there for the entire 4 minutes, but then like the last thing you get to do, you get to choose a dry exit or a wet exit, and the wet exit is just this huge tunnel of foam, and it was the most fun that I have ever had at a haunted house. I really have only gone to a handful of haunted houses, but that one is definitely my favorite. And I mean, currently holds the Guinness World Record for, I believe, the longest attraction, and also the largest outdoor attraction as well. So and it's our sister park. It's Thrylvania's sister park. So we got them for free, which is like the best part, and we got VIP too, so we didn't have to wait in line as long as everyone else did. But it was really fun. I enjoyed it so much. But that, believe it or not, is not the purpose of this video today. I've been looking back. I have this list on my phone of vlog ideas, and I am looking through some of them, and I've picked this one, and this one is from 2010 Avene, and I apologize if this is like completely useless information at this point. I don't know when you needed this information by, but so the question is, well, there's a few questions, but I'm just going to read them all off at first. It says, if someone was going to Walt Disney World, how much money do you think is plenty for spending money? What are the must-dos in terms of restaurants, rides, etc.? How long do you think it takes to do each of the 4 parks? Which hotels have you stayed in, and which was your favorite? Do they advertise it on American TV or just show Walt Disney World? I'm just going to kind of go in order. As far as spending money goes, you have to kind of go off of how you are. Like, if you know that there's stuff that you're going to want to get, just make sure that you have enough money. Like, when I went to Disney World in August of 2014, I took, I think it was $500 or $600, and I ended up spending half of it in my first day, which upset me because I had intended to spend it a little better. So you have to know how much you're gonna want. Like, it's really difficult to explain this. I mean, just take as much as you can, honestly. Like, that's what I did. Just save up as much as you can, and that's what you've got to go on. And honestly, unless you're afraid that it might not be there the next day, I would wait to buy all of my like souvenirs like one of the last day that you're there. Or if you're in like only 1 park per day, wait until like the end of the day. So 1, you're not hauling it around all day, and 2, you know that you're getting what you want to get, because otherwise if you walk in every single store and you're like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, before you know it, you've spent all your money, and it's not fun. So you just kind of have to pace yourself. It's kind of hard to like look at stuff beforehand, because like they don't really have it online so much, but well, there is on the Disney store, on the Disney parks, they have a tab for Disney parks, and you can look on there, and that's some of the stuff that they have in the stores. But you just kind of have to think about what you're interested in getting, and just know that everything is pretty expensive there, and you just kind of have to plan accordingly. The must-dos in terms of restaurants and rides. I'm gonna go by park, and I'm gonna go like easiest to hardest first. So Animal Kingdom, I'd say almost everything is a must-do there, but it really depends on your like thrill level. Kilimanjaro Safaris is very tame. You just get in a truck and drive around and see animals, but a lot of people, most people do that one. If you're a fan of roller coasters, Expedition Everest is everyone loves that one, and it's really not that bad. The drop is pretty tame. It's really fun. It goes backwards and forwards at times, so it's really exciting. The ride Dinosaur is kind of a iffy thing. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. I personally like it, but it's just kind of personal preference. It's a dark ride, and it's very jolty, so if you're not into that kind of thing, don't get on it. What else? Cali River Rapids is like, if it's a hot day and if you're okay with getting your clothes wet, then by all means go for it. Like when I worked there and I knew I was going to ride it, I would just wear a swimsuit under my clothes, and that's how I would walk around Animal Kingdom. But that one, I could go without riding that one. But like, I mean, if it's like your first time visiting, then yeah, you should ride like everything. But that's pretty much as far as rides go. As far as like shows go and like attractions, Festival of the Lion King, you can't not do it. It's so spectacular and visually stunning, and it's a really cool live performance, and like it's amazing. You have to do it. I'm also quite fond of Finding Nemo the musical. That's there at Animal Kingdom as well. And there's several showings for both the Festival of the Lion King and Finding Nemo. But you always want to show up at least 15 to 20 minutes early, because that's about when they open the doors to get in. And I think usually it's just pretty much you can go sit wherever you want to sit. But those are my favorites at that park. As far as restaurants go, at Animal Kingdom, I really haven't eaten at a lot of restaurants there. Yak and Yeti is there, and I've never personally eaten there, but a lot of people seem to like it. Is Tusker House there? Tusker House, I believe, is there at Animal Kingdom, and I want to say that one's a character dining experience, so honestly, I should eat there. But yeah, I think that's at Animal Kingdom. I don't know what kind of food they serve there, but yeah, those are the two that I really hear about at Animal Kingdom. Where? There's a Rainforest Cafe right outside the entrance to Animal Kingdom, which I've never been in. I haven't been in that Rainforest Cafe actually. But let's see. That's all I can think of restaurant-wise at Animal Kingdom. There's really not a bunch of like restaurants there. A lot of it is quick service. Let's see, Epcot. Oh man, it's been years since I've been to Epcot. Attractions. Let's see, Soarin'. Everyone does Soarin'. You have to either get there early and wait in line, or you have to get there early and get a fast pass for it, because fast passes go out super fast, and it's a popular ride. The line gets to 1 or 2 hours very easily. They're adding a new screen, and hopefully that'll take the waiting time down a little bit, but until then it's still a long wait, unless you're there like late, and then it gets pretty short. But let's see, Test Track. I never got to experience the new Test Track. It's kind of Tron themed ish, But Test Track is really popular. A lot of people like Test Track. I enjoyed the old Test Track, and I'm sure I would enjoy the new Test Track, but I can't really speak for the new Test Track because I haven't ridden it yet. That's really the only like main attractions there. Of course, that's all going to change when they open Frozen Ever After, and that's definitely going to be a crowd pleaser, and I'm excited for that. I was hoping to get to be there when it opens, but they keep moving the date between early 2016 and late 2016, and now it's back to early 2016, and there is no way that I'm going to save money up to be able to go in early 2016, so that's a dream I'm going to have to let go, but I have digressed. I like Figment. Journey into Imagination with Figment, but a lot of people think it's kind of old and outdated, or there are a lot of people that don't like that they've like, I guess the idea is outdated a little bit, but they've also spruced it up recently, and I say recently, it's been probably about 5 years at least, but that's another one of those hit and miss attractions, and I like it, some people don't, and that's all I can think of attraction wise. Mission Space, definitely, you should definitely do Mission Space. Mission Space is really fun. They have like 2 levels. They have like orange and green, I think. And I think orange is like the intense one, which is the one that actually they spin around the thing that you're in. So there's, like all the G-force or whatever. And then the green one is like the calm one, and you just sit in there. It doesn't spin. You just get to watch it and, click all the buttons on the panel and everything, which is fun. But, yeah, you should definitely do Mission Space. So, like, Mission Space, Soarin', and Test Track. And when Frozen Ever After opens, those are going to be the ones that are really, really going to be, popular. I think that's the word I was looking for. Restaurants. I don't really eat at restaurants a lot at Epcot either. I don't know that I could name any restaurants at Epcot, but, basically anywhere in World Showcase, there's, I want to say it's like 10 or 13 different countries that they currently have in World Showcase. Let me see if there's Mexico, Norway, China, Japan, Morocco, Italy, France, the United Kingdom, Canada. I feel like I'm missing one. America. Is that all there is? I can't think. But and each one has, I don't know if they all have like sit-down restaurants, but they all at least have places where you can get food from that country, or if you so choose, alcohol from that country. So, I mean, if you're into, eating food from other cultures, then by all means just hang out around World Showcase. They have a bunch of good food. I've really only eaten at the Mexico Pavilion. They have the ride there in the Mexico Pavilion. There's a restaurant in there as well, and I'm very sorry I can't think of what the name is, but there's that restaurant, and then like outside there's a restaurant, and I've eaten at the restaurant outside, but I really don't know any of the names of the restaurants. Club Cool is not a restaurant, and it's not really an attraction either. But I think it's called Club Cool. I don't know, but it's like a line of like Coke dispensers, and you can try different sodas from all over the world. Never, ever let anyone convince you to drink Beverly. Never. Don't do it. If they tell you it's going to taste good, don't believe them. Do not. It is in your best interest to never drink Beverly. But, let's see, inside the, land pavilion, there's, the garden grill, I think, is the one. It spins around, and you can see, in the land ride, I think. I've never eaten there, so I wouldn't know. And then there's kind of like a food court. I don't recall what the food court is called. But they have a lot of seasonal foods there. And so depending on when you go, they have different like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. So that's really cool. And that's all I can think of as far as Epcot goes. Let's see. Hollywood Studios. I've been there more recently. So let's see. Oh, there's a bunch that you should do there. Let me just kind of go down the line. Tower of Terror. It's one that drops you and up and down. So if you're not into that kind of thing, don't do that. But it's really fun. Rock and Roller Coaster is also a big favorite of a lot of people. Goes upside down, so if you don't like going upside down, don't do that. Beauty and the Beast live on stage is super gorgeous. But if it's raining, it will probably get canceled. I had an experience with that one time. It had been raining, and it stopped, and they went on with the show, and then it started raining during the show, and in the middle of the show, everyone just ran off the stage, and it was because the way that the stage is, the water had started getting on the stage, so it was a safety hazard to the actors, so they had to stop the show. But anyways, it's a super pretty show. I enjoy that show very much. Let's see. I would say Animation Courtyard, but they just shut that down for Star Wars. Okay, what's it called? Voyage of the Little Mermaid is the show there at Hollywood Studios, and I've always enjoyed that ever since I was a wee little lass. It kind of like incorporates like scenes from the movie and live theater, so it's really fun, and I like it. And there's a bunch of puppetry and everything, and it's super cute, and it's got all the favorite songs from the movie, so if you're a fan of The Little Mermaid, you should definitely do that. Let's see. Toy Story Midway Mania is obviously very popular. It's always got long lines. And you have to show up early there to get a fast pass for that one too, otherwise you're going to be waiting in long lines. I'm blasé about that one. Like, it's fun, but like it's not worth an hour and a half wait. Like, I wouldn't wait in line for that. If you can get a fast pass for it, great, sure, go ahead. But if it comes down to waiting in line for hours for it, I would pass. Let's see. So this is not so much like an adult thing, like an attraction or anything, but I have always been fond of the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground. That place is so fun. Like, if you've seen the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's just, everything is just huge. There's this big ant that's like a photo op. You can crawl on top of the saddle on the ant like in the movie and take a picture. There's a big huge dog nose that you can touch, and it sniffs and everything, and it's really fun. Like, you don't necessarily have to like actually play around in the playground, but just to go around and look at it is super duper cool. What else? They've rearranged where things are there recently, so I'm trying to like go, like, the map in my mind, I'm trying to like think of what's next. Let's see. Is Indiana Jones still open? I don't know if Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular is still open, but that one's pretty fun. They take people out of the crowd sometimes to use as extras, and my friend got to do that one, so that was fun. But I can't remember if that's open anymore or not. But it's really fun. If it is open, you should do it. Star Tours is obviously a crowd favorite, and it's gonna be even more so once The Force Awakens comes out. So that one's very popular. Usually the wait for that one isn't too bad, but sometimes they have fast passes for that too, and that might be a better option depending on how long the line is. But what else? The Great Movie Ride. You should definitely do the Great Movie Ride. I love the Great Movie Ride. Although I've heard now that it used to be that there's a person in the ride vehicle with you and they would narrate it. But now I've heard that it's all a recorded narration, which isn't very fun because, I don't know, it was just more fun to hear the cast members recite their big long monologues, and I enjoyed that much, like, that I would always ask to be on the front row of that ride just because I enjoy that ride so much, and it's super cool. I think they've updated the movie. They have like a movie slideshow kind of, or a compilation rather, of at the end of the ride, and I think they said they've updated that recently. I'm not sure, but I've always loved the Great Movie Ride. It's my favorite. It's really fun. And right next to that now is the Frozen sing-along, which you should definitely do. I don't know how fast passes work for that anymore, but you should definitely probably fast pass that because you're gonna get the best seats if you fast pass it. It's super fun. Unless you know someone working there, you're not gonna be able to like meet the characters afterwards. But so like it's like a very rare, or like if you're like if you have a kid with cancer, like that's the stories you hear. Kids that go with cancer, and like this is the only chance they're gonna get. They're the ones they pick, and they'll come out at the end of the show and get to meet Elsa and Anna and Kristoff. But I mean, it's a great show. You guys have seen the video. It's different than the one at Disneyland though. It's a lot more funnier at Disney World than it is at Disneyland. So, but I do like that one. It's been far too long since I've seen it, and I would love to go back again. But it's very fun. I enjoy that ride very much. Ride, attraction, show, whatever you want to call it. It's very fun. Restaurants. Let's see. I've eaten at Pizza Planet there. Pizza Planet is spectacular. It's pizza. So like, what are you gonna do? I think they had like salads and stuff too, though. So like, you can eat healthy there too. What else is popular there? Mama Melrose's, I think, is there. It's an Italian restaurant. The 50s Primetime Cafe is popular. That one's a sit-down meal, and like the cast that works there, the cast members, they grab at you about if you put your elbows on the table and everything, and they'll whine if you don't finish your food. So like you kind of have to like take it all with a grain of salt because like they're just acting how they would in the 50s. What else is there? The Sci-Fi Drive-In. I have never eaten there. I have never even stepped foot inside of there, but it looks amazing. I would definitely go there. It's like all the little tables are like cars, and it's like a little drive-in indoors, and they show like movies and clips and stuff on a big screen, and they just recently have begun to offer a breakfast menu, so that sounds exciting. I would definitely eat there if you got the chance. I've heard it's really cool. I don't know if you need reservations for that one. I think you need reservations for the 50s Primetime as well, but it's Sci-Fi looks really cool, and they have like a car outside for like a photo opportunity or whatever, but I've never actually been inside, but I wish that I had been because it's super cool. That's pretty much all I can think of restaurant-wise at Hollywood Studios. I forgot what we were talking about. Okay, Magic Kingdom. Let's see. Pretty much like everything there is a must-do. Okay, let me go by land. Main Street doesn't really have any attractions. Tomorrowland. Space Mountain. A lot of people like Buzz Lightyear. I like the Tomorrowland Transit Authority, so that one kind of takes you around inside most of the attractions there in Tomorrowland, and I enjoy it very much. It's very calming. It's a nice 10-minute break if you're tired of walking. So yeah. What's next? Fantasyland? Oh man, Fantasyland. Like everything? Let's see. Definitely the Princess Meet and Greet. Right now it's Rapunzel and Cinderella and Elsa and Anna. And Fast Pass Elsa and Anna. Although I've heard that it's pretty recently gotten to be not quite so long anymore. But Cinderella and Rapunzel aren't usually so bad. I think when I was there in August, I waited maybe like half an hour for them. Whereas Anna and Elsa, I waited about an hour and a half. But, or it said it was an hour and a half. I don't think it ended up being that long. Let's see. Ariel's Grotto, where you can meet Ariel. That one's super fun. The Little Mermaid ride is fun too. I can never remember. I think that one's Journey of the Little Mermaid. And the show is The Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Sounds right. Anyways, the Little Mermaid ride is fun. It's pretty much the exact same as it is in Disneyland. But, what else? Dumbo is a classic. You should always ride Dumbo. It's a Small World is a classic. Peter Pan's Flight. I haven't been in the new queue line that they just recently opened, but it looks super gorgeous. That one is one that you should probably fast pass too. That one's always got a line. What else is in Fantasyland? Seven Dwarfs Mine Train opened in 2012, I think. Or maybe that one was 2013. Either way, it still has a very, very, very long line, so you should fast pass it or get there super early. Enchanted Tales with Belle is fun. I enjoy it. That's all I can think of attraction-wise in Fantasyland. Let's see. Haunted Mansion. You should definitely do Haunted Mansion. It's super fun, super dark, super spoopy. What else? Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, you should definitely do. It's, you should probably fast pass that one. Unless you're there, like, pretty much at Rope Drop. At which case, if you go, like, straight there, it shouldn't be too much of a wait. A lot of people like Splash Mountain. I'm not so big a fan of Splash Mountain. Pirates of the Caribbean, they just recently reopened that. It was closed over the summer for refurbishment. And they just recently opened it again. And the ride is still the same, but they gave a lot of them new costumes. And their movements, their articulation is a lot smoother than it was. So, I'm excited to ride that the next time I get to go to Disney World. But, let's see, what else? I feel like I'm missing a land. I am, Adventureland. Jungle Cruise is great. If you're into puns, I like puns. Jungle Cruise is fun. I don't know I think the one there offers a fast pass. But, like, a lot of the outdoor rides, like, just for information, outdoor rides will close down if there's any lightning in the area. So be prepared for that, especially if you're there during the summer, because it rains almost every day during the summer. Let's see. What else is in Adventureland? That's, the Enchanted Tiki Room. I think the one there is a little different than the one at Disneyland, so it's not quite the same, like, nostalgia factor. But it is something that Walt Disney himself worked on, so, I mean, like, you should do it. I'm not saying that you, like, 1000% should, but, like, a lot of people will get a Dole Whip and then head into the show, and, I've never done that. I can't remember the last time I actually watched the Tiki Room there, but, it's fun, and it's got, you know, catch the little song in the tiki room. At least I assume that one has the Tiki Room song. I would hope that that one has the Tiki Room song. It's the Enchanted Tiki Room. Okay, I think that's all the lands, so let me go forth with restaurants. Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland Terrace is kind of like a seasonal place. I think they're only open I want to say they're open, like, during the spring and summer, but not the fall and winter. But don't hold me to that. I'm not sure. And Tomorrowland Terrace also has a Wishes dessert package. So you can buy, I think, that's probably one of those that's either, like, 60 or 90 bucks. But, you get, like, preferred seating for the fireworks. What else? Where do we always eat? Cosmic Rays! Cosmic Rays is super fun. they have like burgers, and they have like different stations. So there's like chicken, burgers, salad, pizza. There's like pretty much everything there. And then they have like desserts and stuff too. So Cosmic Rays is fun. That's like where we always go. I think it's Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe, but everyone just calls it Cosmic Rays. Let's see. Fantasyland. Oh, there's so much. Well, we've always eaten at Pinocchio's Village House, and they have like, I used to always get the peanut butter and jelly when I was growing up, but they have like flatbread pizzas and stuff like that, sandwiches, that kind of stuff. Gaston's Tavern is really great, especially if you want to try LeFou's Brew. That's the only place you can get LeFou's Brew. Be Our Guest. I have not eaten at Be Our Guest yet because it's like super hard to get reservations there. But it's gorgeous, and dinner is the only time that you can eat there with the Beast. So, and that's like the only time you can meet the Beast, except for Festival of Fantasy. Oh, I didn't even think about parades. You should definitely do the Festival of Fantasy parade. The Main Street Electrical Parade is pretty great too. Not as great as Paint the Night at Disneyland, but it's fun. You should definitely do it. And if you're there like during Halloween, Boo to You parade is fun. And if you're there during Christmas, the Once Upon a Christmas Time parade is fun also. I think that's what their parade is called. I know that's what it's called at Disneyland. I'm not sure. But anyways, back to dining. Cinderella's Royal Table is fun. Last August was the first time I had eaten there, and I was not disappointed. So I would eat there again. Let's see, what else? I've never really eaten at New Orleans Square, so I can't really say anything about any restaurants there. I've never really eaten in Frontierland. Dole Whip in Adventureland at the, I think it's just like the Dole Whip place. I don't know that there's probably a name for it. Just, it's like right over the bridge when you go into Adventureland from Main Street Hub. Just get in line for a Dole Whip. You can't go to Disneyland and not get a Dole Whip, or Disney World. Well, either or. You can't go to a Disney park and not get Dole Whip. So, that's really all of the restaurants I can think of that you should absolutely go to. I haven't been to the Crystal Palace before, but that's like a meet you eat with Poop Bear and friends. Wow, this has gone on a lot longer than I thought it would, so I apologize. But I think that's all that I can think of as far as dining and entertainment at the parks go. So I'm going to move on to my next question. How long do you think it takes to do each of the 4 parks? I would set aside at least 1 day for each park. Magic Kingdom can take at least 2 days. It's just, it kind of depends on how fast you want to go through things. Like if you're pretty seasoned with going to like theme parks, you can do everything, like all the rides and shows and stuff at Magic Kingdom in 1 day. But if you kind of want to take it at a more leisurely pace, I would set aside at least 2 days for Magic Kingdom. All the other ones are getting to where they're almost half-day parks, which means that you can do pretty much everything in the park and still have a lot of time left over. But, yeah, at least 1 day for each park. Some people do, like, 1 park per day, and then they have, like, 1 or 2 rest days interspersed within there, where they either, like, stay around the hotel or go to Downtown Disney and stuff like that. But, you know, it's just kind of, you know what your limits are, and so it's just, you just kind of have to play it by ear. Which hotels have you stayed in, and which was your favorite? I have only stayed at 2 hotels there on Disney property, and that is Pop Century and All-Star Sports. And I like Pop Century more than I like All-Star Sports because I'm not a big sports fan. But I mean, they're both good resorts there. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with them at all. It's just kind of, you know, I guess Pop Century was a theme I could get on board with more than All-Star Sports was. So that's mainly why Pop Century was my favorite. Plus, I've stayed there 2 times as opposed to All-Star Sports. I've only stayed there once. But, yeah, I can't offer much commentary on the resorts. I've only stayed at the 2. So advertising, you do see a bit more advertisement for Disney World than you do for Disneyland, but they do advertisements for both. I've seen a lot more for Disneyland this year just because it's the 60th, and so you see the 60th celebration commercials a lot, especially on like ABC and ABC Family, because those are owned by Disney. So you see Disney commercials almost every commercial break. But even then, it's still 9 times out of 10 Disney World and not Disneyland. And sometimes they have them for the cruise lines as well, but it's usually Disney World. And it's even with the 60th, there's still very rarely Disneyland commercials. There are a lot more during like the Christmas parades, the televised Disney Christmas parades. It's pretty much every commercial break is at least 1 or 2 Disney parks commercials. But yeah, I mean, they advertise for both of them. I don't know if they do in other countries. Like, I would assume so. I feel like I've seen commercials from like Tokyo Disneyland and Disneyland Paris for like Frozen stuff that they've had there. So I would assume that other countries have commercials too. But yeah, we do advertise it. I just think they do it for Disney World a lot more than they do for Disneyland. So wow, that took a long time, a lot longer than I was expecting. I apologize for that. But I hope I answered your questions. I know I talked for like ever about the parks and attractions and stuff like that, so I'm sorry that took so long. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the information that I can currently provide about the Disney parks, and like my opinions on hotels and stuff like that, because like as many times as I've gone, we've really only stayed on property a handful of times, which stinks, but it's less expensive to stay off property, so we've just had to do that sometimes. But yeah, I know that's a lot of information. I'm very sorry. But yeah, you guys know what to do. If you have any questions, comments, ideas, concerns for my sanity, leave them down below in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye!